different contradictory theories among the scholars.
There's a lot of contradiction in what you're saying because you're bringing up other religions into your conversation to prove your point.
I just let you know. I'm not saying anything. I just proving you know how. Hopefully, you can have an open mind to study and discover that something that I find I worry for you. I worry as a non-Muslim. I worry for you, and I want to help out because I discovered that a lot of things that is not matching up to the credibility of what you claim to be. No contradiction with them.
But science has proven Islam correct many times in many ways.
A lot is an interesting issue. Discover that all these are not accurate. All these evidences not accurate now. All this I study it. I know that this is on the offset. We discovered that this is very impressive. All this promotion was very impressive. When I discovered deeper, I discovered a lot of things that is not accurate. For example, the embryology. How the human form from the clump of cell and then blood and then later on it developed into a human body. This kind of things. The process is wrong. Actually, this is not alone in the Quran. Actually, this process was discovered also in the ancient historical record of the Greek and also on the Hindu. They also have that kind of Hindu. It was wrong before.
Hindu
before.
Abrahamic.
No. But
so how can we?
But to put no. Not believing, but we have this side-by-side evidences, side-by-side material. So you have to treat. You have to now another issue you need to confront. You need to know how to treat those issues because the Quran claims that this is directly from Allah, right? Directly from God. It's a new revelation, but actually now it is more open for people to discover. People to study it, and not a lot of people study the Quran. Not only the Muslims, the non-Muslims also study the Quran. They say, oh, those things are already discovered even before Muhammad came into existence. It was way before him. It was there. Obviously, Muhammad learned it through the people traveling, going up and down. So he heard a bit about those something, so he incorporated into the Quran, saying that this is coming from Allah. But actually, this is from his memory. He did not know that it was memorized. But he had good memory, even though he did not study, he did not have literate. But he's not foolish. He's not dumb. He's not dumb. He's intelligent. He's memorized a lot. That's why people pass by him, talk with him, talk about religion. He's also a religious person. Right? Before he became the get a revelation. Before a prophet, he also religious. He talk with people. He interact with all those religious people passing by. That time Christianity was already established. It's already common everywhere. But not all these Christians are mainstream. Some of them are just apocryphal. Some of them have heretic teaching. So he also heard all this heretic teaching, but he did not know how to distinguish between the mainstream or the heritage. There's no distinction for him.
How do you know that?
We know that today because of the Quran. The Quran written a lot of things that is from the heretic, from those people are not incorporated into the mainstream Christianity. For example, the Trinity. The Trinity, you know how the Quran mentioned the Trinity, who the Trinity is? The Trinity composed of Jesus and of the Father and also Miriam. Miriam. Jesus' mother. Jesus' mother, Jesus' father, mother. Jesus, Father, and Miriam. The three into Trinity.
That's the Holy Trinity?
In the Quran, no. Quran never mentioned Holy Trinity.
Okay, but you just said it did.
Yeah. We believe that the mainstream Christianity is the Trinity. It's not Miriam. Miriam never comes into Trinity.
Yeah.
And Miriam never met into the Trinity. So that's why it's something the Quran mentioned in the way mentioned about the Trinity as this three person. Find it astonishing to us. That means Muhammad at that time he heard about these heretic people passing by him, worshiping Mary as God. That time the Christians, there are a lot of because at that time there's a lot of complication of kind of religious people passing down, a lot of religious belief, even though they are not mainstream. But how could he know? How could Muhammad know that time? Because there are a lot of friends that call themselves Christian, or they call them Sabian.
Because
they call it the Sabian Christian. We know that Sabian Christian is not the mainstream.
But why is there so many versions of Christianity?
Version or you mean denomination?
But wait, before you said this, you said like the reason why he knew is because he was a prophet. So he came before him.
He claimed to be prophet. He claimed to be prophet later on.
So he had his own book.
Before that, he heard about all this story. People passed by, teach him about all the story. He heard about it, and then he later on, when he get revelation,
Muhammad heard all the stories.
Yeah,
and then he
incorporated into.
He made the Quran.
He made the Quran. He incorporated into the Quran, so that this is reviewed by God.
But Muhammad didn't make the Quran.
Okay,
Sources
I
of
respect
religion.
I respect you. You have to believe that.
Yeah.
Because you are Muslim, you have to believe that. But I'm a non-Muslim. I can tell you what I can understand when I study some more. I study so much about it. I discovered that this
He
is
made the
not true.
Hadith. He made the Hadith.
Hadith is even worse. Don't go to
Worse?
Hadith. Don't go. Hadith has a lot of problem with the Muhammad. They talk a lot of bad thing about Muhammad. Don't go there. Hadith, there's a lot, 10,000 volumes, right? The Hadith. There's a lot of recording about the Hadith. They talk about sexual morality, about this immorality, about Muhammad, all these crazy thing they recorded in Hadith. That's why that some of the Muslims say that the Hadith is garbage. They don't want to believe on the Hadith. They said, maybe not you. They'll say that, well, I only believe on Quran only.
Yeah.
Quran only, no Hadith, because Hadith is
is
so.
just what Muhammad did, and that we should use as an example to follow.
Yeah, they don't want.
It's not like
they don't want
mandatory for us to follow. But
Right.
It is something that we should follow. That is suggested for us.
Suggested, but you need to choose. You need to be
No.
careful to choose.
Huh?
You need to be careful to choose
What do you
which one to follow according to Hadith. So you will explore further. You know that some of the Hadiths mentioned about Muhammad is not reliable. Some of the things inside, they are not really trustworthy.
There are some weak.
And then you call weak, weak, strong, and then authentic, right? You call the Sahih, whether Sahih or not Sahih. So you have to distinguish. Not all the Sahih, not all the Hadiths are Sahih. That's why it makes it difficult. You have to follow the scholar. You have to follow, and then your scholar, you have different stream of scholars. You have to follow which one you follow.
Yeah.
Not all the scholars are, because different scholars follow different streams. They follow different hadiths.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people, you have this complication. You have to make your decision. That's why the hadith is not inspired, but the Quran is inspired. But at the same time, now we talk, we better concentrate on the Quran, because Quran is the one is inspired.
No, Quran is not inspired. It just came.
I know it's coming from revealed from Allah.
Yes.
Okay, only the Quran is revealed by Allah, so we need to look at the Quran, and then we not talk about the Quran itself. The Quran itself has a lot of problematic recording inside. Like for example, I mentioned about the embryology, and then we also have the earthquake, the mountain, the creation of mountain. The Quran said that the mountain was created to stabilize the earthquake. So the earthquake will not shake because the mountain is the one who talk as a peak to stabilize the earth. That's the function of the mountain, according to Muhammad, the revelation that he received. But actually now you study geology, you study this science, you discover that mountain has nothing to do with stabilization, the function of stabilization of the
Well,
earth.
to be honest, I don't know that specific verse.
You'll come to that. If you talk about science, you mention about science, but you have not gone into detail. I like you before. I'm interested in this Islam study because I discovered a lot of fascinating claims that Muslim has promoting. I heard about it, and then you also mentioned about.
Well, I don't know it off the top of my head. I know that.
You study.
But I've seen
You
it
study it, and then I hope that you not only concentrated yourself, but you also discover that there's sort of varieties, a lot of different contradictory theories among the
I feel like
scholars.
there's a lot of contradiction in what you're saying because you're bringing up other religions into your conversation to prove your point.
I just let you know. I'm not saying anything. I just proving how hopefully you can have an open mind to study and discover that something that I worried for you.
Thank
I
you.
worry as a non-Muslim. I worry for you, and I want to help out because I discovered that a lot of things that is not matching up to the credibility of what you claim to be, and